then you're top 3.
Give it to someone that knows how to set it up.
Yeah.
And don't crash.
There we go.
Alright, 6 minutes. Fingers crossed. Busy now. Henry found the KWC tonight.
Gavin has had a little bit of help with this car, so what have you changed on this since the first round?
Just the steering, camber, wheels, tyres, ride height, and pretty much all of it really. But I don't think that's going to improve the driver though, is it really? I might actually turn up at the right time for the next round.
That is always a good,
you know, instead of
start.
halfway through, but it might steer, whereas the last one, steering was optional.
So this is your Lossy.
Yep.
And now we've gone over to Schumacher.
Yep.
Hi, welcome to RCKicks. Yes, I have been racing for the very first time, and yeah, it didn't really go to plan, but hey, that's exactly what we kind of predicted really, being that I haven't raced since I was about 8 years old when I had a grasshopper, which doesn't count because that's like a billion years ago. So yes, this Friday just gone, I went racing. I took 2 cars with me. Now I did a prep up video. I'll put a link up here, go check that out. I took a TLR Low C 22 2.0 and also a trusty Cougar. Yeah. We'll come to that. Anyway, we went all the way to Papworth to the South Cambridge RC Car Club, and they hosted for us our own little YouTube event. Now, the people that turned up from YouTube, you probably know them already. We've got Kevin T, Phil from Tomley RC, then we've got NoahsRC, and the PopalongRC guys, Carl and Mark. So the plan was it was going to be a big head-to-head racing event, and being that I have no experience at all, well, it was pretty obvious that I was never ever going to be in the hunt at all. So that kind of left me on, well, what am I going to do for this video? So I thought, how can I add value for you guys and girls who watch RCKicks? So I thought I will do something a little bit different. I will cut to footage of all the running and things like that. But I thought the best thing for me to do is to really give you my thoughts and experience of going racing for the first time. Now, I know a lot of you that actually watch the show, you're more into your restorations for your vintage stuff, building up your Tamias, your Kyoshios, your Schumachers, and shelf queening them and things like that, but maybe would like to do a bit of racing. But yes, it is very intimidating. Me personally, I'm not really comfortable meeting lots of new people. I don't really know a lot about setting up cars for racing. I don't know what's the best things for racing. So it was very much going into the deep end for me. I thought it would add some real value to show you how my experience went, and just to show you that yes, you will make mistakes. You might make yourself look a little bit silly like I did, but it's all part of the fun, and that's the learning curve that comes with it. Now, running an RC club is super difficult, and getting people through the door is really hard. So I'm hoping that this video and videos in the future of me going racing will help you to think, hey, maybe I can give it a go, maybe I can try it. I don't have any experience, but then hey, look at Gavin doing it. He had no experience either, and he made loads of mistakes, and that's all part of it, and seeing a progression. So I do plan on doing some more racing on the show, and I will take you along for all the disasters, the successes, and as I evolve and improve. Now, my driving is shockingly bad too, so you can't even say, oh, he was a really good driver in the first place. So I kind of went into this completely blind. I did download a few setup sheets, and I did spend some time trying to set up my 22, but again, with no experience at all, I was just bumbling around in the dark. But I did find that I actually got it reasonably well, but I'll come on to why it was a total disaster in a minute. Now, the first thing that I would recommend that I learned is, if you're thinking about going to your local RC club, definitely give it a go. If you want to go with a friend, just go and scope it out. Go down there, don't worry about driving, just go down there, see where it is, sit through a whole evening, get chatting to a few people and find out how things flow at the actual track. That's my first tip. Mainly because I kind of missed half of my first race as I wasn't ready. I didn't actually have my batteries fully charged. They were all in storage charge when I arrived, and then I got chatting and distracted, and the time I'd got myself ready, I was missed half the first race. Yep, that's right, I didn't even make the first race. Not that it made a great deal of difference, but we'll come on to that in a minute. So getting a lay of the land is definitely worth doing. Also, another mistake that I made, finding out what tyres work at that track. That's my biggest mistake of the whole evening, I think, was I just took tyres that I randomly had, thinking, well, they might not be optimal, but they should be all right. Yeah. No, getting the right tyres is really, really important. So going down and chatting to a few people, seeing what tyres everybody's running, means you can pick up a set of tyres to put on your RC before you go, and that will really help. Second, if you're thinking about getting a racing buggy to take with you when you go racing instead of using something you've got already, you can look around at what other people are running. Now, at the South Cambridge RC Club, they did vintage and modern, which is brilliant. So if you want to take something like your ProCat or XLS or Cougar, you could run that, or if you wanted to get something a lot more modern, you could as well. But finding out what people are running would be a really good place to go, because it might be that you've got the buggy already you're thinking about using, and I know now I should have really taken my ProCat. I think that would have been a better way to go. Next, obviously you need a transponder, so finding out what's the correct transponder to go racing with. I was lucky and borrowed one from Kevin, so I didn't have to go and shell out on one on the day. But obviously, if I'm going to start going, I need to actually purchase the correct transponder. So if you're thinking about getting into it, getting the right transponder before you go is really going to help you. So as for the actual races themselves, well, the first race was a bit of a disaster as I kind of missed half of it, but I actually got to run the second half, and that's where I ran my 22. And then I quickly found out that the steering was understeering like crazy. There was no grip at the front, and it was too stiff at the front, so it wouldn't bite on the corners. So literally it was lift and coast on the corners. But I was really chuffed that the car, when I hit the jumps, it jumped really nicely, it landed, and it was very consistent. The steering was terrible, pretty much toast, and I was miles off the pace. I just didn't have any steering. Also, the 22 2.0 is set up with saddle packs, and they can be a bit of a faff plugging them all in, charging them up and stuff like that. So I decided that I would just give up on that car because the tyres are completely wrong, and use my Cougar. My Cougar uses a shorty pack at the moment, so it was nice and easy from a battery charging point of view, but I hadn't set up my Cougar at all, and that's where one of the most brilliant things about going to a club is people are very keen to help you. Yes, they can tell that you're a total novice, but they won't make you feel bad about it. They will jump in and help you. But one person in particular went well above and beyond to help me with my car, as they know that I've never been on the track before, and that was Matthew from Schumacher. He helped me set up my Cougar, and he even lent me some wheels and tyres. I didn't steal them. I actually went to give them back, and he said I could keep them. So a massive thank you for helping me on my first visit to a track. With all that extra help, it brought me a lot further into actually driving a car that responded to how I liked it. Granted, I was crashing into everything because that's my driving style, but the car was a lot more dialed into the track that I was racing on that day.
Gavin, RCKicks. Who else we got here? Oh, we've got Mr. Talbot over here, Kevin.
Getting footage?
Yeah, footage.
You ready to win?
No. It'd be nice. It'd be nice. You never know, right? You never know.
You never know.
You never know. Who else we got? Mr. Tomley there. Everybody's here. You're here.
I am indeed, I am.
Maze is here.
So even though it was a little bit overwhelming and I was thrown in at the deep end, I had an absolute blast and I learned a lot, and that's part of it. It's your journey, not everybody else's. It's very easy to look at some pro driver who's been doing it for ages and he's blasting around the track and he looks super smooth and think, oh, I'm just terrible. there's no point comparing yourself against someone like that. You've just got to look at where you are and then as you move forward. But it is definitely worth going racing. I can highly recommend it. I will be going again. They do racing every other Friday, so I think what I'll do is I'll take you along on my adventures as I slowly improve. So if there's something that interests you, comment below, let me know, and I'll take you on my racing adventures. First thing I need to do, order some tyres that actually grip the track.